Hi, I'm Madison Carr, and I'm here with Coach Hunter Kortan from Morrell. I just want to say thank you for doing this interview with me.
You're very welcome.
And my first question is, why did you choose this profession?
Physical education. I chose. I knew it was a subject I'd love. Getting to teach sports and the skills and the things I like to do to kids. That's just something I like to do. I couldn't see myself teaching something else. I do teach math, and that's just kind of the nature of the beast to be a head coach at this school. But physical education was my love. I enjoyed going to class. I enjoy it. So that's why.
How long have you been working in this field?
Well, I guess if you count when I was a graduate assistant, and I don't know if you can count it now, but no, I'm not a master's in PE, so I'd say 2 or 3 years.
All right. What advice would you give to someone pursuing this profession?
Just make sure it's something you really want to do because you can't go back. College is expensive, and you just need to have your priorities in line and have everything mapped out. Because if it's not something you want to do, then you're going to hate dealing with the kids. You're going to hate waking up every day and coming in. So, if you don't like doing it, then go get you a job making the big bucks. You might as well go ahead and do that. So,
what is your schedule like on a typical day?
I get here about when it's not during season. So right now, I get here about 7:30. Coming here, I got basketball first hour. Then I've got 4 periods of math, and then lunch prep, and then 7th grade basketball and senior high basketball. During season, I normally get here about 6:45, and then we have 7 a.m. practice, and then same schedule pretty much, except senior high boys we go until about 4:30 or 5, depending on the day, and then if I have junior high or 7th grade practice afterwards, I'm here till 8. And then during season, if we have a game, normally I get here about 6:45, and I get home. Latest I get home is probably 1 a.m. Earliest away games probably 10 p.m. So
long days.
yeah.
Do you prefer to work with elementary or high school age kids?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I always thought I'd rather work with high school kids because that's the main event. When you're coaching basketball or even in PE, I always want to deal with people that are closer to my age, people I could relate to. I could chit chat with, have a regular conversation. But I guess as I've gotten to the profession, I've learned that I like the middle school kids, not so much elementary, but I like those 4th to 8th graders, 9th graders, just because you're able to carry on conversations with them, and they're fun, and they're fairly smart and they're cognitively developed, but at the same time they're still respectful.
Right.
And once they start getting older, they can be hard to deal with. So, and I still like dealing with high school kids. Obviously, I love coaching high school games because that's where the crowd is, and that's where the atmosphere is. So, and that's really why I love doing what I do. So.
What particular skills or talents are most essential to be effective in your job?
For physical education, you got to be enthusiastic. I think that's a big thing. If you don't love your job and the kids don't think you love it, then they're not going to do what you want them to do.
Yeah.
And this doesn't really apply to physical education, but Brad Brandon over at Bay, which he's a very successful coach, he always told me, he said, if I could give any advice to a rookie coach, he said, try to win hearts, not games. He said, if you try to win games, you won't win hearts. So, and even as a teacher, if you win their hearts and they know you care, that's a big thing. Being organized, being prepared, being on time, being punctual, being professional, those are all added pluses to the field. And then, I guess having good content knowledge is a big thing as well. And knowing how to break things down for kids because not everybody understands it the same way. So, teaching diversity and, all those things. So it's a lot of skills. So.
All right. Are there organizations you're expected to join?
I'm in shape. Like me and Dr. Brian had to do that for our presentation in Minneapolis, for our research that we did. Expected, not really. For math, I'm not a part of any kind of membership society or anything like that. Obviously, as a coach, you're part of the AAA and that thing. But not really. There's PE teachers. A lot of PE teachers I know that aren't a member of any kind of society or organization. So.
How has your job affected your lifestyle?
Well, I don't really have a life outside of this, so I guess this is my lifestyle. So, just really changed, shifted. I mean, I have my own personal time. I have time to go fish and hunt or whatever I want to do. But you know, that's why you do what you do. Like my dad always told me, he said, you're either gonna love your life outside of your job or you're gonna love your job. So it just it is my lifestyle. I guess that's how it changed it. That sounds kind of weird, but
How did you get your job?
Really, well, speaking on the master's part, I was during my internship at Jonesboro Public Schools. I was in my last 8 weeks with Amanda Turner, and Dr. Bryant called me a couple times and really wanted me to be a GA, and I told him no a couple times. I just wanted to make some money and start coaching because I thought that'd be more beneficial. Get in the field and get experience. And I didn't call him back. And a week later, he's like, you got to give me an answer or something. And I sat down and talked with him, and he talked me into it. So Dr. Bryant was a big reason why I got that GA position as instructor job in the field of physical education. And as far as me getting the coaching job, I just graduated with my master's, and I was really close to getting my doctorate. I really wanted to do that, but there's not a lot of schools that are close around this area. Because my daughter, I didn't want to move 5 hours away because the closest ones are Fayetteville and Tuscaloosa, which are about 5.5 hours either way from where I'm from. So put in applications to a lot of schools, and Coach Ward was still here. I just wanted an assistant job or anything I could get, and this is the first place I dropped an application off at. And 2 weeks later, one of my buddies calls me. He's like, Coach Ward took the job Marmaduke, and I just kind of fell in the place. So good timing, really.
What do you like most about the school?
Well, it's home to me. So I went to Armour K through 12, so I'm a 13-year club member, and I get to work with teachers that taught me, people that I love very dearly. So that's a blessing, really, because like I said, I get to work with Coach Brown. He was like a father figure to me. Him and my dad, it's really all I looked up to. When I was in school, if he told me to jump off a bridge, I'd have said where, not why. So that's a big part of the job is my colleagues, people I work with. And I love Coach Miller very dearly. I love Coach Brown, and a lot of the teachers I work with. And we've got good kids. It's a smaller school, so not to knock anybody, but you don't necessarily get all the athletes that you'd like to get. That speed and athleticism, it comes by about once every 2 decades, I guess. But good kids, they listen, they're smart. It's just a good environment. Armour's a good academic school, and I think it's a pretty good athletic school for 1A. But yeah.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.